Hello and welcome to the introduction video for the Scene Editor. The Scene Editor is also called render window or render view from some people, and it has quite some nice functionality which is not obviously visible at the very beginning. So first of all, when we click an object, we want to activate bounding box so we can see the object itself. Modifying this object can be done either through the transformation window or directly inside the Scene Editor. By doing so, you click on the right mouse button and you open the context menu and either choose for position, rotation or scaling. And then we can do the rotation, the scaling parameters, the positioning of the object directly inside the Scene Editor instead of doing it only with the transformation menus over here. But there is more functionality inside the Scene Editor, like copy and paste of objects, as an example, or showing the animation splines. So let me reset the object to the initial setting. So usually if I want to copy a file, I press the Control button and drag the object inside the tree. I can do exactly the same, but just inside the output window. So if I do it here in the Scene Editor, we see immediately that we get copies from the objects. I'm rotating the camera now with my orbit mode. So let me show you what orbit mode is. So sometimes you want to tumble with the camera around your object just to see details in some corners or the element just from a different point of view and switch between different cameras. So herefore I select camera number 1. And switching between different cameras in the output window can be done either by opening the camera menu and pressing on the different buttons, or by just clicking the O button and orbiting around the object. So this is the position of camera 1. By pressing on the keyboard number 2, I'm switching to camera number 2. Switch to a different part. This is 2. If I switch now between camera 1 and 2, we can see immediately the camera switches. So camera switching and orbit mode is very important to navigate fast through your objects. If you want to reset the camera or bring it into an initial position, just press the R button and the camera finds its initial setting. All these shortcuts can be found in the context menu, or let's say in the help menu, which opens inside Viz. So if your mouse is in the Scene Editor and you press Ctrl F1, you get this window, and inside this window you will find all the shortcuts that you can use inside the Scene Editor. And there is way more than just camera switching and camera rotating. So we have seen the orbit mode, which is a nice mode just for fast navigation in the scene. But there is another more professional mode to control the camera, which is the regular camera mode. So by pressing the button P on your keyboard and the left mouse, I can move the camera, as we see in the orthogonal views, on the x-axis. By pressing P and the middle mouse, we are moving the camera along the y-axis. And P with the right mouse button is moving the camera along the z-axis. So reset that one again. If I want to do a pan, we can press the I button and do the left mouse for doing pans, I and the middle mouse button for doing the tilt with the camera, and I with the right mouse button does the twist for our camera. So these were the camera shortcuts. But there's even more camera shortcuts because we can work with the orthogonal views that we see here also inside the Scene Editor. So if I switch back and I go from camera 1 to 16, which are perspective cameras, I can go to the orthogonal cameras. So if I switch to my top view, I can see now the object and the camera. Pressing C zooms to the maximum of your object and your camera in here. If you want to zoom out, you can press the Control button and the minus on your keyboard. So this is zooming out, Control and plus is zooming in. but you also have the ability to use the rubber band zoom. So by pressing the button Z on your keyboard, you can create a marker on the desired region, and this is zooming into your view, and the same by pressing the button X and marking the region is zooming out. Pressing X only and Z only works also, or Control minus and Control plus. So this is moving inside the orthogonal views. So back to camera number 1, and let's have a look what else we can do, because we can do a drag drop inside the scene editor. So we have a material coming on the main group, and this is inherited to all the individual characters of the Viz logo. If I want to color some of them now into a different material, I just drag the material and come over, and I see I get this purple highlight. When it's purple highlighted, I just press once the right mouse button and the node, or the feature in that case, the material gets applied to the object. So just keep the left mouse button pressed, move over the object, stay over there, and with your right mouse button apply the material onto the object. So this is mixed materials now on my object, or done through the drag and drop. Then we can do a multi-select and the copy as I did before. So let me copy my object again, and another time. Okay. Now I have these 3 copies over here, and if I want to do a multi-select on all these objects with Control A, I see now I get a blue bounding box around my object. In the tree editor we can see all the objects are selected, and now we can together rotate, move them, reposition, or do whatever we want. If you want to delete objects inside the render view, you can select them and just press the delete button, and these objects are gone. So let's have a look onto the animation path, which is also visible inside the scene editor. So if I move the Vizrt logo to a special position, to a point, I can either press now update, which sets a keyframe, or press the enter button. By pressing the enter button, it generates an update, makes a new keyframe. This should be my new position, and do an update again for my last keyframe. We want to be here in about this size. Scale the logo down and do an update again. Now we know we have the animation, but if we want to see the animation, we have to have the bounding box activated, go onto our element and turn on animation. Now we can see the animation curve and the handles for the splines. We can drag either now the animation points and move them around in space, or we can drag the handles. Dragging the handles will take them always in a synchronized mode. If you want to control the handles individually on the left and on the right, you press the control button, and then an individual handling is supported. If you want to deal with mirrored handles, you just press the shift button and move your handles, and they work then in mirrored mode. So this is working with the handles in the scene editor. So again, don't forget to use the shortcuts. Control F1 opens the shortcut window, and here you can see all the necessary shortcuts which would speed up your workflow dramatically inside the scene view. In the next video, I'm going to show and explain a little bit more about the functionality of these buttons and the grids. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.